Mercedes-Benz ownership can cost you more than you planned, and it almost always comes from a handful of specific models that look completely right from the outside. One of them earned the nickname the $19,000 sensor, not because it's expensive to buy, but because a single discontinued part can cost more to fix than the car is worth. Then, the car that stalls at 70 miles per hour, and the owners who've lived it will tell you the name is not an exaggeration. Notoriously, the balance shaft trap, a sub-$6,000 SUV that can hand you a repair bill before it hits 100,000 miles that exceeds what you paid for it. But there's good news, 4 models in this lineup tell a completely different story, and the one we're building toward, the one most buyers walk straight past, the answer. By the end, you'll know whether the GLE you're looking at is the smartest buy in this segment, or a repair bill you haven't met yet. Worst 3, 2006 Mercedes-Benz ML350 W164, the balance shaft trap. Step into the 2006 ML350 and it feels solid. The unibody construction was a complete redesign from the body-on-frame generation before it. The interior is composed, the driving position commanding, and the 3.5-liter V6 pulls cleanly from a stop. At the price these trade for today, between $3,500 and $5,500 on the used market, it looks like one of the best deals in premium SUVs. For the first 60,000 miles, it usually is. But here's what happens once the odometer climbs past that point. The M272 V6, fitted to this generation, carries a design flaw in its balance shaft gear, the component responsible for keeping the engine's rotating assembly in synchronization. The sprocket gears were manufactured with a softer metal alloy than the application required. They wear down to the point where the teeth are nearly flat. When that happens, camshaft timing drifts out of specification. The check engine light comes on, the engine idles roughly, power drops under acceleration. Fixing this requires pulling the entire engine out of the vehicle to access the rear timing case. At an independent specialist, that repair runs up to $5,500. At a Mercedes-Benz dealership, up to $8,000. One owner on Benz World said, "My ML350 through the P0016 and P0017 codes at exactly 82,000 miles. The dealer told me the balance shaft teeth were almost completely shaved flat. They quoted me $7,200 to pull the engine and fix it. The car is barely worth that. The entry price looks like a bargain. The repair bill turns it into a total loss. The failure is covered under a technical service bulletin, but no safety recall was ever issued. A class action, in Mercedes-Benz engine defect litigation, reached a settlement in 2015. But the reimbursement window has long since closed. If you're looking at a 2006 ML350, walk away unless you have a documented balance shaft repair with updated part numbers or a clean camshaft angle diagnostic from a Mercedes star system showing deviation angles below 12 degrees on both banks. Without that paperwork, the price on the windshield is not the price you'll pay. GLE owners, what has yours actually cost you past 100,000 miles? Drop the total in the comments. Worst 2, 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLE 550E 4MATIC W166, the $19,000 sensor. The GLE 550E was Mercedes-Benz's first plug-in hybrid SUV sold in the United States. On the showroom floor, it was genuinely impressive. A twin-turbo V6 paired with a permanent magnet electric motor, 436 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. The Airmatic air suspension made it feel like it was floating. For the first few years of ownership, it delivered on most of that promise. But here's what the brochure didn't mention. The high-voltage battery system relies on a current sensor inside the battery management system module. When that sensor fails, typically between 60,000 and 90,000 miles, the car displays a red hybrid battery malfunction warning. The acceleration delay becomes severe, the air conditioning shuts off. In some cases, the combustion engine's starting sequence is disabled entirely. The car becomes effectively inoperable. Mercedes-Benz discontinued individual subcomponent sales for this low-volume hybrid. The sensor cannot be replaced on its own. The official remedy is a complete high-voltage battery pack, custom-ordered and air-freighted from Germany. Total cost up to $19,000 at a Mercedes-Benz dealership. No independent shop alternative exists due to high-voltage programming lockouts. An owner on Reddit, "My 2016 GLE 550E is sitting dead at the dealership. Code P0AC0 popped up and the AC stopped working. They want $19,000 to ship a new battery from Germany." This is insane. The car is barely worth 20 grand. The car currently trades between $18,000 and $23,000. A single sensor failure can cost more than the vehicle is worth. On top of that, the HVAC evaporator mold issue, covered under a separate class action settlement, affects virtually every W166 model from this era. Owners describe a sour vinegar smell from the vents that returns within months of cleaning. If you're considering a used GLE 550E, you need a certified high-voltage Mercedes technician to perform a full battery management system diagnostic. A standard OBD2 reader will not catch this. If that inspection isn't available, the risk isn't manageable. If this is saving you from a 5-figure mistake, hit the like button. It helps us get this research in front of more buyers before they sign anything. Now, the one you really need to know about. Worst one, 2020, Mercedes-Benz GLE 4504 Matic V167, the car that stalls at 70 miles per hour. This one might genuinely surprise you. The V167 generation was the most anticipated GLE in years, a complete clean sheet redesign. The MBUX dual-screen infotainment system, a new 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6 with a 48-volt mild hybrid EQ boost system producing 362 horsepower. A 9-speed automatic transmission, the most technologically advanced GLE Mercedes had ever built. And it's the worst model year in the entire lineup. The primary failure is the 48-volt mild hybrid grounding system. The 48-volt battery and its control unit connect to the chassis through a ground bolt under the front passenger seat. During assembly at the Tuscaloosa, Alabama plant, paint overspray contaminated the contact surface of that bolt on thousands of early production units. Paint on a ground connection creates electrical resistance. Electrical resistance causes the battery control unit to read a fault. The fault triggers a system shutdown, and that shutdown happens at any speed at any time with no warning. Owners describe a yellow or red 48-volt battery malfunction warning on the digital display. Within seconds, all acceleration response is gone. The climate control shuts down. The vehicle cannot be jump-started. It must be flatbed towed. My wife was driving our 2020 GLE 450 on the highway when the red 48-volt battery light came on. Within 2 miles, the gas pedal stopped responding completely. We had to coast to the shoulder in heavy traffic. The dealer had it for 3 weeks waiting for a replacement battery from Germany, said one owner on MB World. Over 180 NHTSA complaints are logged specifically for sudden stalling and dead 48-volt batteries in this model year. Owner recall covers 116,020 units, requiring dealers to sand down the paint on the ground connection and retorque the bolt. Another recall covers incorrectly routed HVAC condensation drain hoses, draining directly into the driver and passenger footwells. That water corrodes wiring harnesses and short-circuits central electrical modules. A kinked factory drain hose had been leaking into the floorboard since delivery. The resulting gateway module failure cost $2,400. One owner on Reddit. Yet another recall covers a 9G-tronic transmission software fault causing the engine to stall during downshifts from 7th to 6th gear. 3 active safety recalls, over 180 NHTSA complaints, federal class action investigations by Sauter-Shelkoff and Leaf Cabraser. It's not 3 separate problems, it's one launch year that wasn't ready. The 2020 GLE 450 currently trades between $38,000 and $44,000. If you're looking at one, demand-verified proof that recalls have all been completed. Pull back the passenger front seat and inspect the 48-volt ground connection for paint residue. Check the footwell carpet for dampness or copper corrosion on the wiring bus bars. At what point does a car that costs this much to maintain stop being a luxury and start being a liability? GLE owners, what does yours cost you? Drop the real number in the comments. 3 traps, 4 answers. Here's what actually lasts. Those 3 are the cautionary tales. Knowing them puts you ahead of the vast majority of buyers walking into dealerships right now. But this isn't just a warning, it's a guide. Because Mercedes-Benz has also produced some genuinely exceptional SUVs in this lineup. Models that mechanics quietly recommend when nobody's watching. Cars that long-term owners run well past 150,000 miles without drama. The 4 you're about to see are what the GLE looks like when Mercedes gets everything right. And the number 1 pick, the one we've been building toward, is probably not the one you're expecting. Most buyers assume the safe answer is the older, simpler generation. The data says something more interesting. Best for 2010 Mercedes-Benz ML 3504 Matic W164, the one that fixed everything. The 2010 ML35 doesn't get talked about much. It's not the newest generation. It doesn't have dual screens or a mild hybrid system, and that, it turns out, is exactly why it belongs on this list. What the 2010 model has is something the 2006 version didn't, a completely resolved M272 engine. By the 2010 model year, Mercedes-Benz had upgraded the balanced shaft gear metallurgy at the factory. Every 2010 ML350 carries an engine serial number past the defective range cutoff. The sprocket gears are manufactured with the hardened steel alloy that resists premature wear entirely. The catastrophic timing failure that defines the 2006 entry, gone. The $4,000 plus engine out repair, what you get instead is a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 that owners routinely drive past 145,000 miles on nothing more than oil changes and spark plugs. I bought my 2010 ML350 used with 72,000 miles and have driven it to 145,000 miles with only basic oil changes and spark plug replacements. Engine serial is past the balance shaft cutoff, runs incredibly smooth. One owner on Ben's World, the 2010 model came standard with conventional steel coil springs, completely removing the Airmatic air suspension replacement risk. If optioned with Airmatic, check that the car sits level after parking overnight. A sagging corner means a leaking airbag, roughly $800 at an independent shop. Steel spring models have no such exposure. Current used market value, $6,000 to $8,500. At that price, with a verified engine serial number and a clean oil service history, this is one of the most capable and affordable premium SUVs available anywhere. 2010 ML350 or 2006 ML350. Drop your experience in the comments. Best 3, 2015 Mercedes-Benz ML3504 Matic W166, the sweet spot nobody talks about. The 2015 ML350 is the final year of the ML nameplate before Mercedes rebadged the lineup as the GLE. Most buyers skip it. They assume the newer GLE badge means a better car. They're wrong. What the 2015 ML350 represents is the absolute peak of the W166 platform. Every factory timing update, every check valve, every chain tensioner optimization fully implemented in production. Early W166 models from 2012 and 2013 suffered from a secondary timing chain rattle on cold startup. Mercedes addressed this through TSBLI 05.10-P-056435, installing check valves and updated tensioners. By 2015, those updates were standard on the production line. Cold starts on the 2015 ML350 are completely silent. My 2015 ML350 has 112,000 miles on it now. Cold starts are dead silent. The naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 doesn't leak a drop of oil. Hands down the most reliable car I've ever owned. One owner on MB World. The 2015 ML350 has only 9 logged NHTSA issues across all mechanical categories. One of the lowest complaint-to-volume ratios of any modern Mercedes SUV. And here's the detail most buyers miss. The 2015 ML350 is mechanically identical to the 2016 GLE 350. Same chassis, same transmission, same naturally aspirated M276 V6. The only difference is the badge and the price. Choosing the 2015 ML nameplate over the 2016 GLE rebadge typically saves buyers $3,000 to $5,000 on the used market. Current used market value $13,000 to $17,000. Prioritize base models with steel spring suspension. If Airmatic is fitted, check for uneven ride height after parking. A sagging corner means roughly $1,200 per corner at an independent specialist. That said, there's a GLE that makes even this look like the obvious choice, and it's not the one most people would predict. Would you take the 2015 ML350 over a newer GLE? Drop your reasoning below. Best 2, 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLE 3504 Matic W166, the last bulletproof GLE. The 2018 GLE 350 is the final model year of the W166 platform, 7 years of production, 7 years of assembly line refinement, every software bug resolved, every tolerance tightened, every known failure mode addressed before the last unit rolled off the line. The result is the most mechanically mature GLE Mercedes has ever produced. The naturally aspirated 3.5-liter M276 V6 in this model is completely clear of timing chain issues, balance shaft failures, and the complex 48-volt mild hybrid systems that define the generation that followed. Zero active drivetrain recalls. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance and repair costs at $850, the lowest of any mid-size luxury SUV in its class. I bought my 2018 GLE 350 with 30,000 miles and have put another 50,000 miles on it. Only standard oil changes, front brakes, and tires. Zero warranty claims, zero mechanical failures. This is the last great SUV Mercedes built. One owner on MB World. The 2018 GLE 350 was the last Mercedes-Benz SUV sold in North America to feature a naturally aspirated V6 engine. Every subsequent year transitioned to turbocharging or mild hybrid electrification, and it holds its value better than comparable competitors. Evidence that the market knows what long-term owners know. Current used market value $24,000 to $29,000. Prioritize models with the Premium 1 package and standard steel spring suspension. If Airmatic is fitted, check the front air bellows for micro cracks. Aftermarket replacement struts from Arnott run approximately $650 per corner plus $400 in labor. That said, there's one GLE that makes everything we've just said look like the obvious choice. We'll get to it now. 2018 GLE 350 or 2015 ML 350. Which would you trust for the next 100,000 miles? Drop your pick below. Best one, 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLE 4504matic V167. The answer. If you'd asked any GLE buyer in 2021 which generation to avoid, most of them would have said the V167, and they would have been right about the 2020 model year. The data tells a different story about 2022. By the third year of V167 production, Mercedes-Benz had done something the launch year failed to do. They fixed it. The 48-volt wiring harness was redesigned with clean chassis contact points free of paint overspray. The passenger seat ground bolt, the source of the stalling failures that define the 2020 model, was torqued correctly to a clean metal surface from the factory. The transmission control unit software was updated with mapping that eliminates the engine stall risk during decelerating gear shifts. The HVAC condensation drain hoses were correctly routed. The MBUX processor was updated to stable chips that eliminated the screen blackouts and navigation freezing of the early cars. The result is an 85% reduction in unscheduled service visits compared to the 2020 launch models. What you get in the 2022 GLE 450 is the M256 turbocharged inline-six, 362 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, with the 48-volt EQ boost system working exactly as it was designed to. The electric motor fills in torque lag seamlessly. Owners report 24 miles per gallon on the highway. I've owned my 2022 GLE 450 for over 2 years now. Currently at 34,000 miles, solid build, zero rattles, and the engine has incredibly smooth power. Flawless. One owner on Reddit, the 2022 GLE 450 carries the lowest complaint-to-volume ratio of any V167 variant. No active drivetrain recalls. RepairPal estimates annual costs at $950, competitive with the W166 generation despite the additional technology. Car and Driver's long-term test noted the early electronic bugs had been entirely resolved, praising the inline-six for exceptional refinement. The 2022 GLE 450 is the answer GLE ownership should always feel like. Most buyers walk straight past it because they're afraid of the generation, and that fear, which was completely justified in 2020, is exactly 2 years out of date. That is the mistake. Current used market value $48,000 to $56,000. Prioritize models with the driver assistance package and standard steel spring suspension. If Airmatic is fitted, request a full system diagnostic showing 48-volt battery voltage stability during charging cycles and verify the underseat ground recall is registered as completed. Would you buy a 2022 GLE 450 over a 2018 GLE 350, or does the analog simplicity of the W166 still pull you toward the older generation? Drop your honest take below. Buy with information, not impulse. Avoid the 2006 ML350 unless you have a verified engine serial number past the balance shaft cutoff and a clean camshaft angle diagnostic. Avoid the 2016 GLE 550E unless you have a full high voltage battery system inspection from a certified Mercedes technician. And avoid the 2020 GLE 450 unless all 3 safety recalls are documented and the physical inspections are clean. Seek out the 2010 ML350 with a confirmed engine serial number, the 2015 ML GL350 with a full service history and silent cold starts. The 2018 GLE350, the last naturally aspirated V6 GLE Mercedes built. And if you want the most complete, most resolved version of the modern GLE, the 2022 GLE 450 is what the data keeps pointing at. Mercedes-Benz ownership can be everything it promises. It just depends entirely on which model year you start from. Get the pre-purchase inspection, verify the recalls, check the service records, buy with information, not impulse. If this helped, hit like and check out this next video. It covers the worst and best Mercedes-Benz engines ever built. And if you're cross-shopping any of the models we just covered, it's worth seeing before you make a final decision. This is Tom from Seats and Wheels. Thanks for watching.